Hey guys, welcome back to our Artique. Lesson 2, Part 1, Watercolor Basics. So in this video, as the name suggests, we are going to see watercolor, how to use them, how to blend them, how to give basic washes which are without any patchworks. So we are going to see that, and as you just heard, the first two techniques which I'll be teaching you are basic washes and blending. If you learn these two, then watercolor becomes really easy for anyone. So before that, going into the techniques, I will show you the materials I'm going to use in this video. And before that, I haven't shown any professionality in this video because I want all of y'all, amateurs, beginners, whoever it is, to try this out first, because they are very simple and I've used very basic art supplies which you can find in any normal store, any art store. So the first material are all obviously brushes. So I have used Dom's brushes here, and just by synthetic hair because that's more soft for you to paint watercolor. And if you're buying it manually, then please do check that the bristles are soft enough and that the bristles are not coming out, because as it comes out you will have no brush left. So obviously check a good bristle one which is strong too. And the next one which I'm going to use are the watercolor paints. So these are the watercolor paints that I chose to use in this video because they are very cheap, very good, and really helps you to mix colors easily. So the good thing about these watercolor cakes are they don't leave white residue after it dries out like other paints. How you mix it and paint it, the same way you will get the result after it dries out also. So I really recommend this for beginners or amateurs, and please don't use those student camel watercolor cakes because they leave a lot of residue at the end, white residue, and they soak the paper a lot. And the next thing is obviously the paper. Watercolor, actually you're supposed to use a particular paper for it because then that's when you get the perfect result. Here also I've used the cheapest but still a really good one, which is the Faber-Castell one. You can find this anywhere, like in any store. I have gone with this because you can find it anywhere. It's very cheap, and most of y'all will have it at home also, even if you're watching for the first time. And it's 120 GSM. Check that it's 120 GSM because watercolor, it needs a lot of water. It needs a paper which can absorb a lot of water. So before seeing the time-lapse tutorial, which is at the end, let's see how these two techniques are, and then you're gonna see a 4-minute small time-lapse video which is all about washes and blends. There are a lot of it for you to practice. That's the reason I've chose that picture. Okay, now let's see the techniques, how you're gonna use them. It's always a good habit to start a painting by drawing borders first so that your paint doesn't go out of the box. First, you add a lot of paint in one corner and gradually drag it till the end of the box. Make sure that the paint is not dry, or else it will create patchworks later, as you see in the second box. I left the paint dry, because of which, even after adding paint all over again, it did not look good. You can only do something to a wash when it is wet. Now let's see blending watercolor paints. First, you add a thick layer of whichever paint you use and make sure that the paint is at the end so that it's easy for you to drag with water. Make sure that you take the paint which is bold because a thin layer will look ugly. So you saw the techniques. Now let's go to the 4-minute time-lapse video, which is really small but yet really effective for you to practice these techniques on them. So first of all, perfect the techniques. Make sure that you are confident enough that you'll be able to do it in a proper picture, and then go ahead, you can try it out. So as you saw, this is the end of the video. Hope you really learned something out of this, because I'm sure most of you might not have enjoyed, because it's just learning. But when you put this learning into use in further videos, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it a lot, because watercolor is a medium where you can create or be creative, because it really helps you to think creatively. So saying that, I will end this video here, and just follow the drill: like, share, subscribe. So see you next week. Until then, bye.